Hello, and welcome back to this series of videos detailing the logistics behind taking out an Orjit horizontal IP trip. This video will cover what to do on the day of the actual trip to ensure that your trip runs smoothly.
The day of the trip. So, the day has come and your trip is going out. First thing you need to do is to get to Orjit early and get the vehicles, assuming you're a driver. If not, get one of the drivers to show up and you'll get the vehicles, check them out, and then you're going to partially fill out the morning trip report. Get as many things filled out as possible and fill out the SCCI permits with the driver's license numbers of your two cars. And about that morning trip report, you can find it on the Orjit PV Works homepage. It's just right here. Click on that, and you get this whole thing you need to fill out. So you fill out that as much as possible, and then when the participants arrive, you get them to collect their stuff. And once everyone's arrived that's going to arrive, call any participants that aren't showing up, that sort of thing, and then complete the morning trip report with this section right here, which is the names of participants that actually showed up and all that. And once that is completed, have one of your staff members run a short name game, just kind of refresh everyone's memories about what everyone's names are, and then get any participant medical info that you missed during the classroom session. And this is very important. You have to leave Orjit as soon as possible, but you want to make sure that morning trip report is submitted before you leave, because if you don't have that trip report submitted, there's no alert telling Nabi that you're in a cave, and essentially you're in a cave without a call out, and that's very bad. So leave Orjit as quickly as possible, make sure you've completed the morning trip report and everything else before you leave. On the way to the cave, give time limits for the bathroom stops and the breakfast stop in order to keep it from bogging down as people take an extra time, wandering on Walmart after the bathroom, things like that. Try to keep it rigid and quick because caving trips take a long time. Then you arrive at the cave, you have a fun trip inside the cave. A few tips for that. Count off before you enter the cave and count off often while you're in the cave. So you can set up the count off while you're just leaving the cars, and then just keep track of everyone, even on the hike to the cave, to make sure you don't lose anyone. Also, you want to set a staff member to be point and a staff member to be sweep for the cave, obviously, but also for the hike to the cave, because you don't want to drop anyone while you're walking through the undergrowth. And once you do come out of the cave, as you're splitting up the gear, it's a good idea to put all the hard gear in one group of bags and all the soft gear in another group of bags in order to ensure more efficiency while cleaning up gear at the end of the trip. After the cave. At dinner, run a debrief. Each person should tell you their favorite part of the trip, their least favorite part, and something that the staff could improve upon. And this is a very important part of the trip because it allows us to learn things we can do in the future in order to improve the next trip. So you should probably take some notes on the debrief and keep that for yourself to plan the next trip you take out. Once you've gotten the debrief squared away, then you want to give a short speech about kind of the next steps the participants can take if they enjoyed this scenario. And there's kind of three options for them. They can enjoy the trip but not really want to go on any more trips. They're just kind of done with Orjit. Or perhaps they love the trip and they're interested in trying some other IP trips or vertical caving. And then you can ask them if they want to try V1 or V2, and you can give them information for that. And the third option is if you really, really love the trip and you want to try out some more advanced caves, you can come to meetings and you can become staff. Pretty much you just tell them if you're interested in becoming an IIT, an instructor in training, you can talk to me and I can nominate you and you can become staff. And if you're a TL, you can nominate IITs by emailing Nabi a list of their names and then CCing them. And if it's your checkoff trip, your STL is going to have to do that, but they can still nominate the IITs in Nabi's vision. Once you return after dinner, you need to, as soon as possible, fill out the return trip report in order to tell Nabi that, hey, we're safe, we made it out, so he doesn't send cave rescue after you. And after everyone leaves, all the participants leave, you want to do a staff debrief and listen to everyone's thoughts, that sort of thing. Take notes, use that to improve your trips in the future, like the participants. And finally, a day or two after the trip, email the participants one last time and reiterate the different ways they can get involved with Orjit, and invite them to meetings. We'd love to see their faces. And very important, again, mention pizza, because the pizza after meetings is one of the best parts about being a caver, and it brings us together in a nice community. So definitely plug that.